Hey, what's up, man?
Yo,
Alright, so let's get ready with these 73 questions.
let's do it.
So, to start off, what's your name?
I'm Danny.
Where do you work?
I currently work at Google.
And how old are you?
I'm currently 22.
How do you like working at Google so far?
I like it.
And how long have you worked so far at Google?
I've been here for 6 months.
1 to 10, how close was the company to your expectations?
I would say a 10.
How is the work-life balance at Google?
Pretty good.
Have you switched teams at the company yet?
Not yet.
How hard is switching teams at the company?
That's not too bad.
Have you worked elsewhere?
Yeah, before this job I was working at Facebook.
What was your dream company when you were younger?
NASA.
What did you study in university?
I studied computer science.
Do you think you need a computer science degree to go into programming?
Definitely not.
How many years have you coded?
About 5 years.
Did you switch into programming, and if so, what did you study before?
I know, I started off with programming.
What was your favorite part about programming?
I think you're able to solve puzzle-like problems and solve actual real problems.
Have you learned a lot from the company so far?
Definitely.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully starting my own company.
What is your current dream company?
Right now I'd say Google is still up there.
How many Leetcode questions did you do in order to prepare for Google?
About 15.
So what do you dislike about programming?
I think sometimes it could be pretty tedious if you're trying to debug something and you don't know how to fix it.
How many lines of code do you think you've written at Google so far?
I'd say maybe 10,000.
What's your favorite part about working at Google?
The perks are great. You get to work on very challenging but also very impactful problems. And your coworkers are generally speaking very nice and they can teach you a lot.
What is your favorite perk about the company?
They pay for my tuition.
How long do you plan to continue working at Google?
Maybe a few more years, depending on after I graduate whether or not I have a solid startup idea.
Average time that people stay to work at Google?
It's actually very long compared to tech. I've heard somewhere around 4 years. Definitely a lot of people on my team have been at the company for at least 5 years and some of them 10 years or 15 years. So it's definitely not unheard of for people to stay here for a while.
How big is your team at Google?
It's actually a huge team, 500, but my immediate team is actually probably about 10.
How long do you work per day at Google?
I would say solid productivity, 4 to 5 hours. A lot of unproductive meetings definitely are intertwined within the day.
How many on-calls do you usually have at the company?
I would say probably once every 3 months.
Favorite part about working from home?
You can stay up late.
Least favorite part about working from home?
On the flip side, I think it's hard to escape the idea of work.
What's your least favorite programming language?
Maybe Bash. I'm not sure if that's a programming language.
What programming language do you currently code in?
C++.
What programming language did you interview in for Google?
Same, C++.
What's your favorite show?
Favorite show right now is a Netflix show called Startup. It's a Korean drama.
What hobbies do you have besides programming?
I do enjoy watching Korean dramas. I like playing board games.
How long did you study for the interview in order to get into Google?
I think I prepped for a few days before.
How hard was the Google interview process compared to other companies that you interviewed at?
I would say it's pretty comparable.
Were you looking into other companies?
Yeah, I was looking at a few, mostly in the quant finance space.
How many companies were you choosing between?
I think 2.
How many internships did you do before getting into a new grad offer?
6.
And what internships did you do?
I worked at a few startups. I worked at Facebook and some medium-sized companies as well.
Did you get recruited new grad or did you get a return offer?
For Google, I was hired as an industry candidate.
What's your favorite book to help with programming?
I think the Intro to Algorithms class is pretty good, or algorithm book is pretty good.
What was your favorite programming course in college?
I really like the Distributed Systems class, very fun.
What are the promotion levels like at your company?
Yeah, so there's levels up to 10. You start off at 3, which is a junior engineer, and you progress up 1 level at a time, probably every 2 to 3 years.
Favorite side project that you have made?
Favorite one? I was at a hackathon when I was a sophomore in college, where I built a Twitch extension that allowed streamers to give viewers the option to mute their music.
Do you like working on a team or individually?
I like coding individually and being able to have that focus time, but I do like collaborating, once every few days and be able to sync with others.
What would you change about working at Google?
I think they could do a better job at rewarding high performers.
Do you think you're going to be a programmer for the rest of your life?
I'm definitely not. My actual hope is to quit programming in a few years.
Are you proud of working at Google?
Yes.
Do you regret anything about working for Google?
I do regret maybe leaving Facebook a little bit earlier. I think I had a lot of good opportunity there.
What regrets do you have in programming in general?
I think when I was first starting out, I focused a little too much on a specialty, and I think I should have branched out a little earlier so to just have more options.
What advice do you have for other programmers who are going into top tech companies?
Just don't do what I did. I highly recommend, aim for the breadth, like figure out what are the different things that you can do and just try everything out. You don't have to find your specialty.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I really enjoyed the Social Network.
Are you trying to retire early, and if so, how are you trying to retire?
Yeah, like many people in tech, I also have the retire early dreams. My hope is to retire in 6 years when I'm 28, and so I currently save about 90% of my income.
Do you wish you made more at your company?
I think I get paid a pretty decent sized salary.
Do you prefer startups or big tech, and why?
I prefer big tech right now. I think the economy is very much in a state that heavily prefers that, but in the future, if there's a startup that I truly believe in, I think that might be a better preference.
Where do you want to live next?
Definitely Bay Area.
What's your favorite startup?
Favorite startup right now might be Scale AI. They're a company in the Bay, started by a very young founder, and they've just recently crossed the $1 billion valuation mark.
Have you tried making a startup? And if so, what did you do?
Have not yet.
What's your favorite workout to do?
I like running.
What are any programming people that you look up to?
Jeff Dean. He's a very high up engineer at Google, and he's very well known within the industry for having authored many of the popular algorithms and systems within Google.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
What is your favorite IDE?
I like VS Code.
What's your favorite season?
Like summers for sure.
Favorite social media app?
I don't really use social media, to be honest, but if I had to, TikTok.
What is your favorite holiday?
I think the winter holidays, the Christmas and New Year's is nice because they all kind of bundle together and you can take a longer vacation.
Do you use GitHub, and what's the coolest thing that you found on GitHub?
Yeah, I do. Probably the coolest thing is TensorFlow.
Do you use Mac or Windows, and
Mac.
Which one do you prefer?
Definitely Mac. I was a long time Windows user in the past, but I think Mac just has much better integrations for all the dev tooling.
What is the company that you got rejected by?
Jane Street.
All right, thank you so much for getting this interview with us.
Yeah, thanks.